Thanks, Rita, for your time today. We're here in Hawaii at the National Association for Plant Breeding Conference. You're speaking as an award winner.
Yes.
I believe it's the Friends of Plant Breeding Award.
That's right.
You've said that plant breeders are essentially problem solvers. In a world where climate, culture, and technology are sort of colliding faster than ever, what's the most underestimated problem you think the next generation is going to have to solve?
You know, Mark, I would probably put that in the context of what part of the world we're talking about. Climate change, of course, is happening everywhere. I don't know of any plant breeder that's not working on drought tolerance, for example. But to me, there's two things in feeding the world. There has to be abundance of food, and there has to be diversity of food to be able to make up a complete diet that supports good health. And so I think in this country, there's not so much emphasis on nutrition because there's abundance of many things. But in Africa, for example, where there's neither abundance nor so much diversity, those things are really quite important.
You're pioneering talent development in regions where the seed industry in some ways is still taking root. No pun intended. How do you nurture innovation in places where access to cutting edge tools is limited, but curiosity is probably pretty abundant?
Yes. Well, with the African Orphan Crops Consortium and the African Plant Breeding Academy that's training African scientists how to use genomic information in developing improved varieties faster, better. What we espouse is to first craft the process of seed product development, carefully focused on a specific target. What is the combination of traits that farmers want in new varieties, consumers will buy in new varieties, and then judiciously look at where it makes sense to plug in technologies. So we're sharing skills related to using genomic resources, skills and tools, but really the breeder is going to decide, depending on the targets, the crop, the resources that person has to work with, what makes sense.
Science is evolving pretty rapidly, as you know, but soft skills are pretty timeless. What's one non-technical lesson that every plant breeder really needs to learn to really lead breakthroughs that actually reach people's plates?
I would say the biggest thing is the ability to write a good proposal and get funding for your research and development. One of the things that I'm so proud of the alumni of the African Plant Breeding Academy is their ability to garner funding, external funding, to supplement their national program budget. And it's one of the things that we incorporate in the course. So at the end of this intensive 6-week program, we asked students to write a proposal, taking anything that they've learned from the course, and write a proposal to have that improve their plant breeding program, put together a timeline, a budget. And what we've seen is that many times after the course, these individuals actually shop that proposal out or unite it with other alums' proposals and put together a collaborative proposal and put it out for funding. So the graduates of the African Plant Breeding Academy have garnered over $180 million to support their programs in addition to their national budgets.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. It represents a 30-to-1 return on investment compared to the training that went in.
Wow, that is pretty incredible. Whenever you have the opportunity to do that, it's pretty special. Like to see that kind of ROI on something.
Yes.
You've worked like across academia, industry, and in international development. What's one mindset shift that you think academia needs to adopt to better prepare plant breeders for having that real world impact?
In my opinion, as a person coming from industry into academia, considering that in the United States, for example, most of the graduates from a PhD program, master's program, are going to go to work for the seed industry. So why not prepare those individuals to actually be immediately productive on the job? So understanding, putting the applications into the context of problem solving, the way the seed industry does, and framing it in light of the process of cultivar development for whatever crop that they're going to be working on.
You're building the future of food by really investing in people. I think that's obvious from the comments you've given me here today. What does success look like to you? Not in like yield or metrics, but in the legacy that you hope your work will leave to others.
I think the legacy that all of us with the African Orphan Crops Consortium seek is that Africa is fed, that stunting is eliminated. So stunting resulting from malnutrition from conception to 5 years of age. It's not reversible. And, you know, when you think of not only the impact to the person, obviously, but what that means for a country, its economic growth, the innovation that would happen there, I mean, it's huge. It's so gratifying to see our graduates. These people are game changers, you know, and one of the secret sauce, I would say, of the program is that you bring these talented, motivated, sharp individuals together. And when they start networking and collaborating, big things happen. You know, when we first started working in Africa, one of the things that I heard was, I'm the only breeder of my crop in my country. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, you know, when I finished my PhD and went to work for DeKalb Genetics, you know, if I wanted to bounce ideas off of someone, I could call, you know, any one of 30 other corn breeders and just say, you know, I'd like to bounce some ideas and get some feedback from you. They didn't have that option until they met other people working on the same crop or having the same challenges, let's say in terms of a disease. It's amazing what networking, a little mentorship, and actually empowering people with the knowledge, skills, and tools to make a difference. These guys just run with it. It's amazing.
Yeah, sounds like. Thank you for your time, Rita.
Thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate it.